Hello there. This was just a little special opportunity. I figured, I'll put a little video out there. This is about the second or third time that I've done this with this computer, but I have an old Apple MacBook Pro CD-ROM there. That's dating it right there. But this is the A1278 model, MD101LL/A model. Or some places listed as MacBook Pro 9-2 or 9,2. It's basically a 13-inch Core i5 2.5, and it's from mid 2012. But the battery had finally gotten to the point where it's not charging the battery anymore. And I've changed the battery in this a couple of times, so this is nothing new, but just for those that maybe are wanting to do such. Now, I've done a couple of upgrades to this laptop to extend that kind of feeling of usable life within it. I mean, it still works plenty fine whenever I have the battery working, but I have maxed out the RAM. Of course, that gives you a little bit of a performance boost and feel like things are good. Then I changed out the platter drive for a SSD drive, and of course felt another speed increase there. But I didn't go with any really high price battery this time. I just found one that fits the model on Amazon and found a decent price that I could get fairly quickly, and there you go. Because I was like, this laptop is now a decade old, and the fact that I'm getting any life out of it that's still kind of usable is a good thing. So we're not going to go for the long-term battery, but we will get it another battery so that we can continue to get a little bit of life and use out of it. Now, what I'm doing right now, I'm screwing off the bottom part of the case. Now, there are different types of screws. It has long ones and it has very, very short ones. So what I do is when I take them out, since I'm not going to really have to pick up the laptop and do a lot of things with it once we get going, I am setting them, if you can see, I'm setting them down beside where their holes are on my table. That way, as I come back to put it back on, then I know right where each screw goes back. And I don't have to guess, okay, is this one that the longer screws go in or the shorter ones? And so it is just a little tip that I picked up doing this a couple of times. We're almost there. So now that we've got the screws removed from the bottom, you can gradually just lift up along the edges, and this bottom plate just kind of completely comes off. Okay. All right. Now, I don't know how well you can see, but the battery falls in this area right here. The last one I got was one I got from Otherworld Computing, is the New Power newer tech battery. Now, when you're removing this, just be careful because it does have like a ribbon cable, and there are a couple of screws that secure it in place. So you're gonna, okay, I need this is where I need the then tri-tip. The others are just a normal tiny Phillips, but the ones that hold it in place in the laptop so it doesn't jostle are basically a 3-pointed star type of bit. Thankfully, in the kit that I got, they went ahead and gave me the 2 necessary screwdrivers for doing this. All right, so now I have that, and they give you a tab here to pull up on it. And so you can pull up, get it from under these prongs, and then it's just a matter of disconnecting from here. Set it back down for a second while I do the wire. Oh yeah, almost forgot about that. So yeah, this connector is a little bit weird. I thought it was a pull out, like a ribbon cable, kind of pull back, but it actually lifts up out of a socket, and that's how you remove it. So this is the dead battery. We'll set that aside for sending to some form of electronics waste recycler. And then here's my new battery. Okay, so we'll then place it underneath the prongs, because the actual bottom of the case actually helps to hold this in place. Then we will attach our cable, set it in place. We put in our 2 screws to hold the battery back in place, which hopefully match up. I may have jinxed myself by saying that. One of the issues with going with a little bit cheaper battery is not all the holes necessarily totally line up great. Well, let's see if I can get the larger one first. If I can get it in place, maybe it'll help line the other one up. Got something going. Here we go. I said you got to just work with it until you can get a good seating for these screws on here, because I think it's pretty well solid in place, so we're not going to worry about that one. All right, now we'll just return our case bottom. It's pretty good. I'm going to start with these down in the corner that have to align with some holes on the battery. Good. As long as these hold, we're in business. And they all appear to be lining up correctly. So okay, so that's in, and I'm just going to check the instructions that came with it that are going to be, so yeah, this one, we'll see about discharging it and charging it fully for the first cycle. So So let's see what we got here. Sounds like we got a winner. So the other thing you'll have to do with it to do a discharge cycle is you'll have to go in and make sure you turn off all your little power saving modes so that it will go ahead and drain down. See, right now it's sitting at 70%. So I just want to get it on and logged in, and then let it just slowly run out of juice. Which will take about an hour or so. I do need to reset the system clock because of all things, they did not put like a CMOS or a PRAM battery on these. It's real weird, the design of this computer in one sense, because they took and basically decided to make it so it had to have its battery in a sense. Basically, whenever it stopped holding a charge, the previous battery, all of a sudden it throttled down the processor to where any keystroke, a click, or anything like that was taking between 15 and 30 seconds to get any sort of response, because it had so down throttled the processor in an attempt to protect itself. So that's one of the fun things about this design, is that even if you had the AC adapter attached, it had to flow through the battery, and so there was no good way to get everything running the way that you would like it to, as far as that, because whenever the battery runs out, then you lose your clock settings and time. You lose the processing power to be able to do anything, hardly, and it's just not a whole lot of fun from there. So anyway, that's about it.